But
Yeah.
what I was really teeing you up to is actually telling us about Airstory because
Well,
She hadn't gotten there
Airstory
yet.
does have templates,
Yeah.
so there's that. Yeah.
It's almost
but
like I
no,
knew that.
right? It's almost like you did. But yeah, no, it's something that we found. I mean, Airstory, as I mentioned, and thanks for teeing that up.
Yeah, no problem.
Airstory is there for content creators and people who write for a living. So, like Anne Handley, her book, Everybody Writes. Yes, everybody writes. And so, what are we writing, and how can we do it more effectively while wasting less time, so we don't have to go through the whole kill your darlings kind of time waster that traditional writing has.
I love how you described it. Forgive me. I just wanted to get this one in before you got to it. you actually said it's like Google Docs and Evernote had a baby and let Trello raise it for them. That was so damn funny. But so
what's funny? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, there was something really inappropriate that I said that to Todd Herman. I was talking with him about all my time management issues, and anyway, and he just introduced a really unfortunate term. I can't get it's disgusting.
Okay.
But yeah, there were 3 people involved in the making of Airstory, and they are Evernote, Google Docs, and Trello. Yes.
Very good. So this is a great tool, a useful tool for copywriters. Give us some advantages that copywriters, I'm just going to stick with that phrase, can benefit from utilizing your software.
Well, okay, so we want people to be able to write faster and publish faster.
Right.
And so yeah, after 15 years of doing this for a living, writing copy, writing content, working with people who write copy and content, working with people who do not write copy and content but still have to get stuff produced.
Right.
We know that staring at the blank white page is a complete disaster. Like opening up a document and looking at it is like that's how you go get your dishes done. Like, nope, I'm good. I'm not going to actually work on this right now. Right? I'll wait. Yeah. And so because at Copy Hackers, we've talked so much about starting with a formula, starting with a framework. Don't start from scratch. Never start from scratch. It's not going to work. You're just going to things implode when you do that. So with Airstory, we built it so that you could kind of just drag and drop your content or your copy or whatever it is that you're writing, drag and drop it into place. And so there's that, which is cool. That's like the core of what Airstory is. But what we've been finding while beta testing and having all these users come through and doing these interviews is that people love this part of Airstory where we have a bunch of templates in there, but the templates aren't like when you open, a Word document and you can choose the resume template or whatever, and you have this big ugly document. No offense to Word, but you have this big document that you're working in. That's not the idea here. So for us, because everything in Airstory is, if it's not on the page, then it's a card, which is like the whole Trello side of things.
Right.
So you save all of these pieces of information as individual cards, and you can search your card library and drag in whichever ones you find. So if you have templates that are made into cards, then you can just search your templates, find the right template, drag and drop it onto your page and start working in it. So when it comes to things like writers keep a lot of swipe files, but that swipe file is in Dropbox or it's in Gmail or it's in both those places. And this way, if you just turn that email into with a zap, send that, make it into a card, like a swipe that you save, make that into a card. Then when you're ready to write an email, like a welcome email, if you've tagged it welcome email and tagged it template or something, you can drag that into your document and just start writing in it. So everything is just more at your fingertips, more accessible immediately, so you don't have to leave your workspace or go searching for things. So that's what, right now, because we're finding so much enthusiasm around templates, we're reaching out to more of the people in our network and saying hey, you have all of these templates. Can we turn those into cards in Airstory, and then we'll give you credit for them. But people can then go and use your template. So if you were going to write a skyscraper blog post and you had Brian Dean's template, then you'd probably feel very good about using that
Absolutely.
template. Point, right?
So you're really kind of crowdsourcing from these writers some really good insight, getting their endorsement at least for what they're contributing into it, and you're able to introduce this to the community of writers of it's almost like open source in a particular way, is that they're all contributing, and what you're doing is gathering that together in best practices. You're giving them a format in a way to communicate what they've seen work in their space.
Yeah. And so for now, we're going to reach out directly and say, like, okay, here, Brian, or here, Michael, whoever it might be, can we grab these templates from you? But then going forward, the idea, of course, will be if we get traction, then making it possible for people to create their own kind of like unbounce, right? They first started off as closed templates where they just made them, and now they're on ThemeForest. Lead pages, same thing, right? So kind of that moving forward.
Oh, that's fantastic. We're going to have to check that out. It's a it looks like a fantastic software.